go. I'll do. Hello everyone, hope you're alright. I thought I'd have a bit of a Twitter because I do go on a bit, but I don't know, I think we're all bored, know what's going on, so it's along the lines of selling cars really, and the prices and everyone's views on them. Now I'm just a lad who's obsessed with V-dubs, we all know that, I'm nuts on dubs, and I'm just happen to own a car club now, which is going absolutely fantastic, so thanks to everyone who supports us. But yeah, we don't do selling on the page, so obviously I have to decline all the cars what come up for sale, which is kind of cool for me because I get to see and read them, and I know I've got to delete decline because we don't do the selling, because one thing after another it always falls back to us. If something goes wrong with the selling, it's like, well, it were on your page. I told you now, lad, it's no good this, so we just don't do it on the club. By the companies we shout out, and a few people who actually get in contact with us and talk to us and ask. So we don't really do it. So yeah, let's start the waffle, shall we? Get a brew, sit down, and listen to me waffle, because I bet no one's doing much, because there's nothing going on in the world at the minute, is there? So, yeah, selling the cars. I've only come to this because I was led in bed last night, and a friend of mine through the club selling a car. Mentioned no names or anything, and it's a good honest price for a good honest car, and it's been slated. And I just think there's no need, if you're not buying the car, you don't need to comment, because that's someone's pride and joy, and someone's put the time and effort in, regardless of money. Even if they have no money and they can't afford to do silly things like that, it doesn't matter. It's their pride and joy, and you're dancing on the parade a little. So if you want to dance on a parade, go somewhere else, because you don't need to comment. That's another reason why I don't have them in my club, because it does get hard work. So yeah, kind of cool, because last week I got a car for sale on the club. I had to decline it. Sorry if you're out there and listening. I had to decline it without the selling. Blah de blah. So it was a Polo bread van. Love them. Want one. If I come home with one of them, my wife will kill me. I want one. If I can make space in here for one, I want one. I'd sit it on top of my one. I want a Polo bread van. Yeah, it come up for sale last week, and they wanted 1,800 for it. Now people are going, silly money for a Polo. But is it silly money? Because I don't think they are. Polo GT, for instance, little Polo GT, I think they're going to be creeping to $2,000. And if you're not paying $2,000 for them now, you are. I think you really honestly are paying $2,000 for them. And like I say, I'm just like yourselves, I just love the V-dub scene, but I am seeing them now, because I own a club, I've seen them creep up. Just in 1 year alone, you'd be paying $2,000 for one, and I don't care what anyone says. Now if you've got the little G40s, they're more free money. They're $3,000, $4,000. And if someone dropped one off here now and it were mint, I'd say $3,000, $4,000, no messing. And they're probably higher than that, but I've seen them on my club at $3,000. I've had to decline them. But owning a club's well cool sometimes, because you can get see everything. I see everything. It's well cool. So yeah, Polo bread vans. People say they're not worth the money, whatever, they are. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get a decent Polo bread van for less than that now, I don't think. You're touching $2,000, Mark. Proper job, Polo bread van. They are up and coming. Get hold of one, store it. If you could store one, I'd have one, me. If wife had let me, I'd have one in here now. Probably a little GT or something like that. Not the G40, because I've got a toy, silly toy. I just want something like a little GT or something, and I'm willing to pay $3. So there you go, $2-3 grand. Yeah, so there you go, Polo. 4 minutes in, still wittering. I hope that brew's alright. And then the other day, another one popped up, a Mark III Estate VR6, and it was in like a really light blue. I think it's on eBay still, I think. But it come up on my club and I had to decline it. I'm sorry. It's just That's sorry. But yeah, that come up and I said to wife, oh, look at that. And she went, you're not having it. You've got enough. I said, yeah, but look, it's a VR6 on the logbook. It were a Mark III Estate VR6. Rare as rocking horse poodle poo. Come on, man. He wanted something like 185 for it. Load of rust on it. Needed a bit of work. But 185, nearly £2,000 for that. 3 years ago, you'd have picked it up for 300 quid. That's another one. Stuff like that is honest. They're creeping. They're creeping cockles, I'm telling you. Mark III's, anniversaries, Highlines. Even the 8 valve GTI, 16 valvers. You're not picking them up now any less than £3,000. Colour concepts, £3,000 all day long. And I don't care what anyone says. All you elitists with the Mark 1s, the Mark 2s, the £3,000 all day. But the only good thing about that is they're pushing the value of the Mark 1s, the Mark 2s up. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the game, innit? So I've seen good Mark 3s now. And they're creeping. And I wish I'd have kept a few of mine now because they're another collector's one. For the sales side, I speak to a gentleman all the time and he's right. You've got a seller's head, you've got a buyer's head. And the buyer's head always going to knock down the seller's head, and the seller's head will want the best to come for it. But there's common ground in the middle, and with the V-dub scene, that common ground is we all know what we've got. Whether it's a Polo Bred fan, whether it's a Mark III GTI 16 valve, Highline, we all know what they're fetching. Highlines, a mint Highline now. No short change off £7,000. I don't think, personally. For an absolute show-stopping mint one, £7-8 easy. Easy. Look at the money on them now. That's some serious money. Is there another one? Yeah. And like I say, a gentleman selling one. Not on my club, I've seen it. And he's had some stick and comments, and I just... If they're on my club, I'd love to just flick them off because we don't do negative. And I know everyone's got an opinion. Whether you like someone's car or not, we don't need it. It doesn't happen on my club. People don't like a Bird Cup. Fine. Don't have to tell me you don't have to like it. Just go, well done, Lee. Not my thing, lad, but just keep that to yourself. Because it's their pride and joy, innit? So we don't do it. And this lad's got some stick. I won't mention his name, it's a Mark II Golf. It's a driver. It's been a daily. I've personally seen it around. Never lets them down. Mark II Golf driver. I think they want 2,000 something for it. Oh, he ain't being funny. For an elitist. Oh, I've got a Mark II Golf GTI 16 valve Alt Green 2-door. Mint, mate. £6,000 car. Well, them drivers are nothing. They are. They're rarer than your Alt Green Mark II Golf GTI 16 valve Alt Green Mark II. They're rarer. A Golf driver is a one to get. I'm telling you. Get hold of them. You want one what Doris has had round corner, sat in a garage. She goes out on a Sunday drive. You want one of them. Something like that. A Mark II Golf driver now. Another one. Honest price. This lad's selling his for 2 and a bit. I think they're worth 2 and a bit. I think this £3,000 mark keeps coming up in my head, but honest to God, a Golf driver now, that's rarer than a Golf GTI. So, the Furious car at Alt Green, I tell you, stunning cars, love them. Like I said, I love all dubs. I love every class of dub. But these drivers now, I'm not surprised people aren't picking them up now and putting them away, because they're another one. Traditional Weber on them, 4-speeders, or little automatic ones. We all know they're not a 20 valve Bird Cup flat out, 130 mile an hour, screaming, popping, banging. We know that, but we're buying them because they are something. The character of the car, and after they're coming. I'm telling you now, Mark II Golf drivers are coming, and they're bringing good money. And I wasn't hazard a guess in 2-3 years time what they're going to bring, because I've seen them on my club and I've had to decline them. Sorry again, but rules are rules. They're bringing good money. So don't be stuck on these badges with the GTI, and look at other options because they're out there. My might one. It's a Golf C. It's a Golf C. I picked that up years and years ago, and I still paid silly money. I paid $3,000 for a Golf C. It's a Golf C. It's like a bag in the wind. There's nothing to it. It's a Golf C. It's poverty spec. But that now, blowing my own trumpet, is worth a few quid because they've just gone up. So people are putting these for sale signs on these cars. I saw one last week, a Golf C for sale, and it's gone up. I think it's gone up to $5,000, $6,000 now. So be it. I think it's right. They're rarer than a Golf GTI again. A Golf C. Latest Lee, you're absolute chatting rubbish, but I'm not, am I? You go to any show, it's always a Golf GTI campaign, Golf GTI 16 valve, 8, you know what I mean, blah blah, 1.8, 16 valve, it's this, it's that. No, Mark 1 Golf CL's about. So, they're creeping. They're creeping. 10 minutes now. We're getting on. I've got a load of cars to talk about. Will come up. Last week, VW Beetle come up, air cooled. I had to decline it. I'm sorry, but oh my god, you could pick them up dirt cheap. Rockworm. We all know they got Rockworm, but hell, have you seen the price of them now? I'm thinking of one me. I thought I'd get one me. I fancy having a dabble in an air cooled one, and wow, they're coming up, man. They really are. The Beetles are really. They've always had that plateau, haven't they, Beetles? They've had that plateau at $6,000. They have, and they have had it for ages, but oh my god, they're creeping now. They're going up there. They'll be like the Bays next, I'm telling you. The Bays and the Splitters. Splitters are like... I'd have to sell wife. I'd have to sell wife for a Splitter. Probably Dashhound, probably Patterdale, and probably Daughter, which won't bother me, but... Them Splitters, I can't sit in one, they're too nice. I want me in one of them, I'd look a right scruff. I don't in one of them. No chance, they're too nice for me. Well, them Splitters are another one. They're astronomical. They're big money. But yeah, that's where I'm trying to go with this waffle, really. I keep losing myself. But it's more along the lines of, you're selling these cars and you've got to sit down and think about it. People are slagging people off for these cars they're selling. Golf Driver, Golf CL, a Mark 3 at $6,000. They're there. I'm sorry, but they are. A Mark 1 campaign, we all know, the massive money. They are big money now, simples. But a Mark 1 Golf CL, we're a Burr Cup kit, no, not really, but a Mark 1 Golf CL, an honest one, with a running engine with some service on it. Big money. They're coming up now. They really are. I think someone's coming in. Nope, they shut the door. Probably sick of me waffling. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You've got to look out the box. There's all sorts. The Ventors. A Ventor. I mean, I had a TDI one. And I was too young to really remember the power of it or anything, but I remember the Ventor. It was blue, dark blue, and I remember it. And I've really got a thing for Ventors. And my dad said that, I think he tuned it up. I can't remember what happened, but I think he souped that turbo up. And he loved that thing. And he said it knocked socks off. His mate had an MR2 T-bar and used to race up bypass near me called 59. And I remember it, I was sat in it. And yeah, whatever, P's and Q's, shouldn't race with your kid in, blah, 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 blah. But you shouldn't cross road without looking, all the rest of it. But I remember it, and the MR2 cut side of my dad, and my dad just waved. He just waved at him, he just gone. That Ventor, oh, it were a chugger, that thing. Up solid brow, and it just went. It howled up there. But yeah, another one, Ventors. We're going to have a dabble at one. The one come up not so long ago, green, and that were on eBay. Young lads got that now, I think, and I think that went for $3.5–4 grand. Come on, that's even a Ventor VR6 is rarer. You see, I always relate to things, so I always look at like a car and I go, not many of them about. Wonder what we're worth. And you relate to that money to that car. So a Venturi VR6 compared to a Mark III VR6. That 300 Mark III's about VR6s. Not many Venturs. I know which one I'd have. Just my opinion. But yeah, you know what I mean. So that's where I'm going with it. Just don't start looking at them badges and thinking I need a GTI, I need a VR6, I need. Honestly, the older cars, the poverty spec car, I call them poverty spec. The CLs, the Cs, the TD, no eyes, and all this sort of stuff, and they're the ones to get. They really are. The Jetters, the Jetta boys, the Jetters, man. The Jetta, one of the lads there, a Jetta, Matt Kolb, he's got a Jetta there, and it's a genuine 16 valve GTI Jetta. 16 valve genuine Jetta. I love it, mate. I love that car. I've seen it and I love it. The other lad, the Jetta boys, he's got the VR6 slapped of VRs in his. Not wrong with that. I love it. I love modified, but that 16 valve is absolutely to die. I love it, me. I wish I had the money just to bite his hand off for it, because I really genuinely, that's another car. It's going to be silly money in a couple of... Well, they're silly money now, but they're going to be stupid. So, yeah. Just, I've seen so many. They were... what's his name now? Can't think of his name. It was... what were it? What were it now? Beautiful it were. It was stunning. And now it's saying it were nothing special. It were a Sirocco. It was just a standard Sirocco, GT2 Sirocco, sorry if I'm wrong. I've got to remember all these cars. Now I own a car club, I've got to know everything. I've got to be the guru for you all, and I ain't no guru, I just love it. But yeah, this Sirocco were absolutely stunning. And I spoke to the gentleman at a show, and it were in white, and I just thought it's even more retro. It just looked even better in white. I don't know why, my personal opinion, I don't do what, I've had a white Mark III, I don't do white cars, it's just my opinion. But, oh my god, you know, proper retro. He had the little insert lights on it and everything. Full service from you. And Siroccos, man. Yeah, again. I don't think you're picking one up for less than 2.5, a decent one. And I reckon they go up to 5, me then. Another year or two, Siroccos are going to be 5 grand. So, these people are hurting people's feelings on the old Facebook stuff when people are selling need to watch the P's and Q's, because I'd love to save all these comments and in 5 years just go, there they go, cockles. What were you saying about that Sirocco, that Golf Driver, or that Mark 1 CL worth 5-6 grand? Yeah. Yeah, I'm well waffling on it. It's good waffling, isn't it? I'm just trying to keep the club entertained, really, because this is absolute dire, innit? Absolute dire. But that's where I am anyway. I'd go out and start buying these Golf Drivers, me, and the Golf Cs of the world, and the Siroccos, and the Polos, and the little air-cooled Beetles. The Bays and Splitters are out of my pace stream, I think, but yeah, go and buy some of them cars, because they're absolutely fantastic little cars. There's some gems out there, and there's no need to slate them, because I just honestly think they are going to be the ones to get nearly 20 minute talking here. But you get where I'm going with it all. I've been trying to explain, like, these cars, they're not to be frowned upon because it's a CL or a driver. I go shows and I am actually genuinely looking for the drivers, the CLs. You know what I mean? The poverty spec stuff, because there's not a lot out there. So it's kind of cool to see. And modifying them, people say, oh, it's stupid. It's your car, do what you want to do. I would never buy someone else's modified car personally, because I love doing it. That's my touch. You know what I mean? ATS Cups, not many people like them. I've got ATS Cup 9Js. I paid massive money for them. People would think I'm mad, but find a set of ATS 9Js. My cup of tea, not everybody's. Don't have to slate me for it. I've been slated for it. Not to get off my nose, but you know what I mean? It's your touch, so modified them cars, that's fine. But if you could get all the standard ones, keep them standard. Polo bread van me next. Watch this space. Lowered on its bottom. telling you. Big wheels, load on its bottom with your bedded bag to get rid of wife. Right, waffle over. I hope you're all alright, and thank you everyone for supporting Club on these dark times, and I wish all the companies we get involved with, what are on here, all the best. So, there you go, 20 minute bang off. Thought about half an hour I'd do one, but nah, I've had enough. All the best, people, and enjoy your brews. Peace out.